that I want to work on is getting a nice little like video intro and audio and something. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll do that this weekend. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Sunshine State Happy Hour powered by FloridaBeerBlog.com and the Florida Beer Podcast. I am Dave, your host and author. Who's with me as always is Garth. Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth.
Thank you very much.
Excellent.
And today's guest, fresh from the grocery store in New York,
thank you. Yes.
Was Patrick Benedict with the Benedict Beer Blog. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here. Nice to see you guys in the flesh.
Yeah, I know. It's always amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go round robin. I'll start with you. Patrick, what are you drinking up in New York?
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't even, I literally just unpacked everything from the grocery store. I think I'm going to open, we're going to go for a classic Radeberger German Pilsner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know it's not craft, but it's in the front of my fridge. So.
Steve, I know what you just purchased. You just got literally today, right?
Yeah, virtual happy hour from IPA from Gulfstream Brewing.
Oh, nice. Where are they?
It's so fresh that it's not even labeled yet.
That's exclusive right there.
Yeah, they. I don't know. Are they technically Fort Lauderdale, Steve?
They are Fort Lauderdale, yeah.
You know, I was supposed to be in Fort Lauderdale today, coming home from Fort Lauderdale.
Nice.
Yet, here I am,
inside
my apartment.
Hey, but you went to the grocery store, and the grocery store is just as nice.
Yeah. It was something. It's the Wild West out there right now.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to ask you about that, but let's see. I'm going to Michigan with mine, Juicy Brute from Shorts Brewing.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, nice. They had made inroads in Florida. They were good friends with Funky Buddha back in the day. I remember they did a series of collaborations, and then it sort of disappeared. So how are things up in Quarantineville in New York? How bad was the grocery store?
So the grocery store wasn't so bad. It was just the fact that, you know, they're socially distancing people themselves. So there's strict guidelines to stay 6 feet apart, and they're not letting more than a certain amount of people in. So I was outside in the rain for about 30 minutes before getting into the grocery store.
Ugh.
They had everything except for toilet paper and flour. They were out of all-purpose flour. My wife has been baking like a mad woman.
Yeah.
Amazing assortment of breads and cakes and things like that. So, but we're almost out of flour. So that's where the nerves come in a little bit. But yeah, toilet paper and flour. They had everything else that we needed. So we're stocked up for about 2 weeks, but it did take about 2 hours.
Gotcha.
When it usually would take maybe 30 to 45 minutes.
Gotcha. I know it's been funny. I've been doing a lot of cooking and a lot of baking, but the problem is I managed to get yeast before it went crazy. I'm sorry, I managed to get flour. I can't find yeast. So it's a lot of quick breads. It's a lot of zucchini breads and things like that.
Yeah, my wife has been starting with sourdough. She and my friend Rick at Recommended Eats on Instagram have been did a sourdough bread starter that they made, and it was unbelievable. The ones she's made so far. Yeah, so that's fermenting away in our kitchen.
Steve, how much cooking?
Fair amount. Not overcooking. We just baked some cookies today. I've got some. What am I doing tonight? Sloppy Joes for dinner.
Nice.
Other than that, just video games and beer. That's it. That's
that's the way to do it, bro.
Right?
Yeah, it's madness up here though in New York. We're like in the epicenter of the epicenter because we're in Jackson Heights in Queens. So we're
gotcha.
Most of the cases in New York City are in our surrounding neighborhoods, Corona and Elmhurst, and I think our neighborhood Jackson Heights. So,
what's it like actually being there? Is there a heavy, I guess, police presence, or is it mostly a social norm of don't go out? Why are you going out, you bad person, you?
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of that. I haven't seen an increased police presence, although we hear sirens a lot because we're about 3 blocks from Elmhurst Hospital. Which has been in the news as they were bringing like a freezer truck for bodies and things like that. Like it's bad. But we're doing the best that we can. We have a 3.5-month-old son, so we've been quarantined since Monday, whatever 2 Mondays ago was. So we've been in the house. She went out once to go to Duane Reade, and I went out today to go to the grocery store. But aside from that, we've been staying in. And
everybody's come home and it's like shower and full.
Yeah, exactly. Strip, bag the clothes up, shower, and that's it. Because we don't want to risk anything for our boy,
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. So it's heavy, but beer has been great. The whiskey has been great. We've been getting through it. And I mean, as far as social distancing, like using this technology for things like this, where we can sit and chat with friends, family, new friends, it has been really awesome. It's been like, I've talked on the phone more than I ever have, and I hate talking on the phone.
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting, and I've noticed I go on every night onto Instagram, and there's at least 2 breweries that are live streaming something, whether it's a concert or live trivia or things of that nature, which is actually kind of funny. Yeah. So I know that you get a lot of beer shipped to you for the blog and everything. Did you basically go into this with a massive stockpile of things, or has it all been pretty gone and you basically need to grab some more?
I mean, I had a pretty good stockpile. The fridge has emptied a couple of times since we started, but caviar has been delivering. So there are breweries that are on. Do you guys have caviar down there too?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been ordering a lot. Okay.
Yeah. So I've ordered stuff from Interborough in Brooklyn, Grimm in Brooklyn as well. And I do social media for a brewery called Big Alice Brewing in Long Island City. And so we just put our beer on there just about a week ago. So people are ordering, like sales are up for craft beer and whiskey and liquor in general, I think, since this whole thing has started. But so the fridge is full right now. I've got some Sloop. You guys know Sloop Brewing? They're from just north of the city. I've got some Allagash White in there. And then I still have some stouts that are aging in my fridge as well. So we're nice and stocked up right now.
Nice, that's beautiful. I'll tell you, it's been interesting, and both Steve and I kind of saw this today. There's been a lot of drive-through beer places down here. A lot of breweries. Actually, there's one in Gainesville that actually you drove through the brewery to get to their little tent. It was actually kind of funny.
Like literally, they opened the back garage and
both doors. The car's driving right in, pulled up, got their beer, drive right out.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's actually kind of awesome.
That's contactless right there.
Yeah, but it's how, I guess, have you noticed or have you heard that beer sales for a lot of these breweries is tanking considerably? Because it seems to be the ones that have package and that had package were able to adapt much better than some that didn't have anything and basically had to shut their doors.
Yeah. So there are, I haven't heard of a ton that are tanking in sales. I don't know the sales numbers for the breweries personally. I know that Big Alice's sales are up in to-go and packaged for sure. And we've been doing a promotion where we've actually been pre-packaging growlers of our draft beer, and stocking those in the fridge, and those have been flying off the shelves because it's beer that you normally can't get packaged, that we've already conveniently wrapped up for them. So yeah, I mean, but I know that there are a lot of breweries that have had to close and furlough their employees, and it's not great to hear. But the fact that all of New York City is coming together, New York City has a Brewers Guild that's coming together and is providing resources for all these breweries, like federal loans, GoFundMes, etc., to help out their staff and the people who have been laid off.
Okay, that's neat to hear. It's amazing how much that has occurred and how many people are trying to really focus on the staff, not so much the owners, but the people that are working in the tap rooms and the people that are washing the kegs and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's not great, but hopefully we'll everyone will stay at home like they're telling us to, and we'll get through it. That's all you can do.
As safe as we can.
Yep. How is the vibe down in Florida? Like, what does it look? I mean, aside from drive-through breweries,
It's eerie when you drive out to the beach and you see a cruise ship parked a mile off the coast.
Yeah.
And it's been there for 2 weeks now.
Right.
Basically, you got those ships just sitting out there hanging out, waiting to come in and get desanitized.
Yeah.
Other than that,
yeah.
I'll tell you, one of the interesting things that we have done is a lot of produce distributors. Obviously, they're not distributing as much produce because the restaurants aren't buying as much. So what they've done is they've started to open up to the general public. So basically, you'll drive up and $10 will get you a box of a couple this, a little bit of that, a little bit of so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So that's been interesting, and in a lot of ways we've actually been doing a lot more veggie cooking and a lot more fresh stuff than I guess we had really thought possible.
Yeah.
Because you can go out there and drop $20-$30 and you've got a lot of amazing stuff that you have to have now, but
Right.
it's stuff that you probably wouldn't have gotten before.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is really neat.
My wife and I just signed up for Misfits Market, where they will send us I think it's like 10 to 13 pounds of veggies a week or every 2 weeks, whatever we decide. And it'll be fresh veggies. We don't get to pick, and it's like it's supposed to be like ugly vegetables that are still edible.
Right.
But yeah, we've been doing a ton of fresh cooking. Like we've stocked up on supplies like instant ramen and stuff like that. But we've been adding like corn and jalapenos and like all these fresh veggies to it and sort of zhuzhing it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Sesame oil, sriracha, making
nice.
something that's not so fancy, a little bit fancier.
Yeah. Now the next question is, how do you get beer into the recipes?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would love to do maybe a beer bread once we get some more flour.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll tell you, the problem with the beer bread is for me, quick breads. I just don't do as good with quick breads.
Yes.
I'm probably going to do some tilapia, bag in tilapia. Maybe a tablespoon or two might make it into my bag, and we'll just kind of see how that is steamed.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never brewed beer before myself, but again, my friend Rick and I did a Facebook Live 2 weeks ago where we made tepache. Have you guys ever had tepache?
No, what is that?
A fermented pineapple beverage. So it's pineapple, water, brown sugar, cinnamon, and I put a jalapeno pepper in there for a little bit of flavor.
What's that called again?
Tepache. Tepache. And so I could probably do like a shandy with that and the Rataburger. It's a nice, it's like summertime in a glass. But it's got that a little bit of kick, like spice from that jalapeno in it.
Yeah, it's the jalapeno.
Really nice. Yeah. But it's awesome. It came out really good, and it ferments in like 3 days.
Interesting.
Yeah, there it is.
The Pachitopenia.
Yeah, it's like being outside without going outside.
Nice.
Yeah.
1 pound of brown sugar. All right, friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my friend Rick used peel and silo, but I didn't have it. So.
I mean, throw a little bit of yeast in there, and you could really get something.
Yeah. Right.
Interesting.
And we
you use the skins and everything, so it takes the yeast from the skin of the pineapple.
Right.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, it takes over naturally. Comes on it.
Yeah.
Where did you put it?
It's just
no, kitchen counter. Okay, that works. That works. I may have to look at that. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So with the blog, obviously you're keeping with the beers and everything. Is there anything else special that you're trying to do? You'd mentioned the live stream a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
What other kinds of things are you trying to do? Or have you noticed that a lot of influencers in your area are doing a little bit differently than they had before?
So I'll do shameless self-promotion. I just finally set up a merch shop.
Excellent.
At teespring.com/Benedict Beer Blog. And I put t-shirts, socks, hoodies, long sleeve tees, crew necks on there. And I know it's a hard time for everybody, but it's good to support local, I think. And if your means allow it, check it out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Your face is a hop.
Yes, my face is a hop. Yeah. That's our friend Kate Holland did that logo for me a couple years ago. So that's been my logo. Yeah. That's my wife's idea for the pattern design on the socks there. So if you ever wanted to wear me and snuggle up with me, now you can.
That's not creepy
at
all.
I think just trying to make extra money because I have a day job that thankfully I'm still being paid for. I'm sort of working from home. I work for an unnamed fruit-themed tech company.
Okay, gotcha.
And so thankfully we're being taken care of really well by that company. But
nice.
A lot of people are going through hard times right now. My wife was furloughed from her job for at least a month. Who knows longer? So we're all just trying to do things to get by. I mean, we're in New York City, so rent is really expensive. Everything's really expensive.
Yeah.
So we're just doing the best that we can to put ourselves out there and create art and design so that people can be happy. Art I think is really important now. I've been getting on my Instagram Live and playing my piano.
Nice.
My wife got me a piano for my birthday in November. I hadn't played in years. And, I remember all the chords and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm playing a song and she comes in, she goes, I didn't know you knew how to play piano. I was like, I didn't realize I still knew how to play piano either. So that's been a great creative outlet where we've been getting together and singing. And sometimes as I'm putting the baby to sleep, I'll just strap him to me and get on Instagram Live and just play a couple of songs on there. So just trying to create as much as possible. I use my iPad and a program called Procreate to create some silly pictures. Like I try not to be a can and glass account, where I'm just posting pictures of, the same picture of beer over and over again.
Pictures or anything like that.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. And I have so many friends that do that and have brilliant accounts. But I started this in 2016 on the impetus of my wife, where she was like, you need to do something with this hobby of yours.
Yeah.
Because you're creative and I think you can make it about yourself. And so it's about myself and my adventures with craft beer. So you'll see pictures of my wife, Holly, my baby, my friends and family, and just a whole bunch of, friends that we've met from all over the world. We've met people in Ireland, in California, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and then again, these breweries that send beer and merch over my way too. Places like Double Nickel in New Jersey. They sent me, after my son was born, they sent me a hat and a onesie with their logo on it.
Oh, that's nice.
So just like something really considerate and kind that they totally didn't have to do. But the fact that they're reaching out and thinking about me on a personal level, not just on a beer level, I think is what makes this industry so wonderful.
It's funny, one of the things, and I'll be interviewing him next week for the Florida Beer Podcast. Every day at 11:30, the owner of one of the breweries down here, Isla Morada Beer Company, is getting on and reading a kid's book for whoever wants to join in.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome. My daughter has really enjoyed it because that's sort of the age that he's really going for. Steve's son is quite a bit older. So he's probably not the right age, but my daughter is.
You guys are a couple
there,
handsome daddies.
She's been having a blast with it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's the camera. I've got the fade filter on it.
Yeah. Right.
So
you got the beauty filter on.
So with a 3 or 3.5 month old, obviously you can get away with listening to more. What does the Benedict household sound like in terms of what's blasting and what's being binged and whatnot as we sit around and wait?
Well, we watched Tiger King, of course.
Well, of course. Now Steve has not. He will not. But I keep
listen to your podcast all the time.
No,
Tiger King.
Tiger King.
Oh yeah,
come on, you haven't lived in.
I'm not in a rush.
You haven't lived until you've heard "Here, Kitty, Kitty."
Look, I watched Armageddon today. My emotional roller coaster went up and down.
Oh yeah. So you need a break. You need a little bit.
Yeah, I need a break. I can't go Tiger King this week.
It is wild, and it gets wilder with every episode. So we watched that. We've been playing Animal Crossing a lot.
Animal Crossing is amazing.
So I have it. my brother and sister-in-law have it. My brother-in-law and sister and their 2 older sons have it. And we were all playing, and my wife was like, "What? Why are you guys so obsessed with this game?" And so I let her play on my island, and she goes, "Okay, cool." And this was 2 weeks ago, right before the mandatory quarantine started.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You can go to GameStop right now," and they're doing like curbside pickups of Switches. So she got a Switch Lite. She said it was like a drug deal. She drove to the GameStop, which is like 3 blocks from us. She parks out on the street, and they literally open the shutter from GameStop, stick a hand out with the Switch. So she got it, and so we've all been playing together. And again, it's another thing where we're closer now as a family that we can do these, group FaceTimes each night while we're playing Animal Crossing. And it's literally, you don't even have to talk because you're just playing, and you're like, "Oh, I caught this awesome fish," and it's just like having someone in the room with you,
Experiencing it too, yeah.
So that's been a lot of. We've been doing a lot of that.
The only video game my wife will play is Animal Crossing.
It's
so for
good.
Our anniversary, I bought her an Animal Crossing Switch and New Horizon, and she hasn't put it down since we've been on. Because she's a teacher, so she's sitting working from home right now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
God bless her,
Hours
man.
On that game. I've got over 120 hours in Zelda Breath of the Wild, but Animal Crossing is trumping everything right now.
I know. I'm thinking about starting Breath of the Wild over because I haven't touched it in like 2 years.
Start Breath of the Wild and get the DLC.
Okay.
The DLC is amazing.
Yeah, I've heard really good things.
I used to be a manager of a GameStop.
You're like, "What's a Nintendo?"
I haven't played a video game. I have so much other work to do. I just don't have time. And if I have free time to play a video game, I should be spending it with my daughter or folding laundry.
Yeah, there's a lot of laundry.
My 12-year-old is playing Red Dead Redemption 2. My wife is doing work on her computer.
Yeah,
I've got Fortnite and Sea of Thieves on my Xbox. It's fine.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Oh my gosh.
You're living the dream. So there's been a lot of that. Music-wise, it's been the baby will often fall asleep only to James Taylor.
Oh, hey.
We put James Taylor on. Yeah.
Could be worse.
But Apple Music has this awesome new catered playlist called the Get Up Mix, which takes genres from your library and plays songs that they think you would like and would excite you. So I play that at dinner time. So I've had throwbacks from like Motion City Soundtrack, Say Anything, Starting Line, The Deer Hunter, Saves the Day, Newfound Glory, like all these early aughts emo bands that I haven't, some that I haven't listened to in probably 20 years come back on. And, I'll put Charlie in his little seat to give Mom a break and while I'm cooking in the kitchen, and I'll just dance around silly in the kitchen, and like he just is like, "What is wrong? Like, how did I get stuck with this guy?"
Right. Nice. Like it was that age, he would sit in the baby horn on my chest and sleep while I played World of Warcraft till 5 in the morning.
It's great. Yeah, it's great. Being a dad rocks, man. It's I mean, Charlie is getting the best of this pandemic right now because he just has Mom and Dad home with him 24/7. Yeah. He's like, "I love this. This is amazing." He's just so happy. He wakes up, he's sleeping really well. Knock on wood. He's sleeping about 12 hours a night, and he'll wake up just calm and peaceful. So we're trying to do our best to not show our anxiety.
It'll change. Don't worry. Well, I have a little girl that actually is about to do her dance class on video chat, so I think we're going to go ahead and let it sit there. Patrick, thank you so much for coming on the show. I do wish you the absolute best with everything. We'll connect with you, as the quarantine continues on. In the meantime, obviously, check us out on FloridaBeerBlog.com. Florida Beer Podcast is available wherever good podcasts are found. Patrick, go ahead and plug what you need to plug.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Benedict Beer Blog over there. And if you want to, if your means allow, to purchase some merchandise, teespring.com/Benedict Beer Blog, or go to the link in my bio on Instagram. Also, check out at Big Alice Brewing. They're in Long Island City, Queens. I do all their social media as well. So definitely check that out if you guys enjoyed.
Yeah, excellent. Steve, you need anything?
No, I'm good right now. Thanks, Dave.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, you guys are the best. Thank you.
Be safe up there.